Okay, good evening. So, today we are going to just revise and do some questions. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So, now we are going to discuss the metals and non-metals. Okay, so let's discuss the questions here. Here, question that is 1 to 5. They are going to consist of two statements, that is assertion and reasons. Okay, and we have practiced such type of questions in the last session also. So we have to do the same thing here. And you have to answer these questions selecting the appropriate option which will be given below in your questions. Okay, so let's start with the question. The very first one, assertion is given when zinc is added to a solution of copper 2 sulfate, no change is observed. There is a zinc and you are adding it to ferrous sulfate solution. Okay. And do you observe any change or there will not be any change? Means reaction will go or no? Question is this. Answer. Option says there is a change. Yeah, Diya. Anushka says no change. Okay. Okay. But there is a change in the reaction. Why? Like we were adding copper to iron to copper sulfate, right? So we say that iron is more reactive, so it can displace copper from copper sulfate. Yes, Trita, very correct. Reaction will be there. How? When you are going to have zinc, that is Zn plus ferrous sulfate, as you all know, do you know that Zn is more reactive than iron? You know about the reactivity series? Yes. So, you can see here the reactivity series of yours. Okay. By looking at this, you can say whether reaction will happen or not. Because for being reaction there, we need a more reactive metal atom or any metal, okay, that should displace the less reactive one. Okay. So, here they are asking about zinc, then iron. Okay. Just see. Here is your zinc and here is your iron, and I am adding zinc to iron sulfate solution. And we know that from the last classes, in the last chapter we have studied this thing, that is chemical reaction, that FeSO4 solution is going to be of green in color. Okay, so when you are going to put zinc into the iron sulfate solution, the color of the solution is going to be changed here, because reaction will happen here to form ZnSO4 plus iron is formed here. Okay, and this reaction is possible. Okay, but statement written here as an assertion, what? When zinc is added to a solution of iron sulfate, no change is observed. Means it is wrong here. Do you agree with this point that this assertion given here is wrong? Yes. So, okay, option D is okay. So, here reason is given, zinc is more reactive than iron, which is a true statement. So, this is true statement and this is false one. Okay. So, just choose the option here, that A is false and R is true. Okay. Yes, Diya, very correct that you have told me the option that is D. Matthew is also correct. The D is the correct option here. First, you have to remember the reactivity series a lot in a very well manner. Without that, you cannot deal with metals and non-metals questions. Okay, so be prepared with that reactivity series. This is most important case here. This used to help you in knowing that whether reaction will happen or not. Okay, so let's move on to the next question here. That is assertion. Food cans are coated with tin and not with zinc. Is that true? Yes, very correct, Diya. It is true that the cans, the food cans which we use, okay, that is going to be coated with tin, not with zinc. Okay. Yes. Okay. Very correct, Velga. Nishika. Very good. Okay. So here you are going to have a small statement that cans are going to be of tin and not coated with zinc here. And reason given here is zinc is more reactive than tin. Is this statement is true here? Huh? Okay, Trita says true. Velga also says true. So let's see in this this reactivity series what they are asking you, zinc and tin. So by this reactivity series you can say that yes, zinc is more reactive than tin here. So this is a very correct answer. Yes, Matthew and Trita, very correct. Velga, very correct. Yes, Anushka. Kritika, very good. So here you come with a correct answer that zinc is more reactive than tin here. Means both of the statements are true and this reason given for the assertion is also true. It is the explanation of assertion. Okay. So it is going to be the correct answer, that is both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Because when you are going to put zinc coating, okay, they will react with the food as acids present in the organic acids which are present in the food. Okay, it may get spoiled, it may cause harm to you. Okay, so before we are going to prepare any metals and all anything, okay, we have to keep all these things in mind whether reaction is going to happen or not. Okay, so this is the correct thing which we have understood this thing from your reactivity series. Okay, now move on to the next one, that is assertion given here. Platinum, gold and silver are used to make jewelry. Okay, is that true statement? Platinum, gold, silver. Yeah, everyone knows that. Okay, they are the precious metals. Okay, so we use them for nothing but jewelries. Okay, and the reason given here why we are using these metals for the jewelry purpose. Okay, reason given here is platinum, gold, and silver are least reactive metals. Is that true? Yes, Trita. Very correct. So, it is going to be the true statement here, because if it is a gold, if it is a silver, or if it is a gold or platinum like that, they are not going to corrode very fast. Okay, although silver going to have some oxidation, okay, but it is not of that fast rate, but they are the precious metal compared with all other metals, they are going to be least reactive metals. Okay, so they are going to have, this is also true statement, this is also true statement, and it is going to be the correct explanation of the assertion. So the answer, yes, Trita, very correct, that option is going to be A here, because both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Okay, so let's move on to the next question here. Assertion. Iron is found in the free state in the nature. Is that true? Iron is found in the free state in nature. No, very correct, Diya. No, iron, it is found in the free state, but it may react with the atmospheric. It can undergo atmospheric oxidation also. Yes, very correct, Velga Trita, very good. It is going to be a false statement here. This assertion given here is going to be false here, because it can react with your atmospheric oxygen. It may go under atmospheric oxidation. So, iron is found in the free state in nature is going to be the false statement. Okay, this is the false statement. Okay, reason. Iron is highly reactive element. Is that true? Yes, obviously. Okay, we know that iron is going to be highly reactive element. In the reactivity series, we can see it. Okay, so reason is going to be the correct answer. Okay, so the correct answer here is A is going to be the false, but R is going to be the true. So option comes D here. Yes, Velga. Very correct. Option is D here. Yes. Everyone, Dhia, Anushka, Nishka, Vismaya, very correct. So here comes the very correct answer. You should remember all such things, then only you can go for such tricky statements. Okay. Now move on to the next. This is the reactivity series. You have to remember. That's why I was putting all this after every question. I'm putting this thing because you should know this is very important table here. Reactivity series is very important. Okay. Now move on to the next here assertion. I hope you can give this answer very well. Carbon reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide, which is an acidic oxide. Okay, here you can see that carbon reacts with oxygen to form carbon dioxide, which is an acidic oxide. Is that true? Yes, Diya. Yeah, very correct. It is a true statement. Okay. Yeah, very correct. All this carbon, when carbon and oxygen, they are going to form CO2, Velga says option A is correct. Okay, very correct, Velga. Here comes your assertion is going to be the true statement here. Okay, now comes to the reason. Reason given here is non-metals form acidic oxide. This is very true. Yes, Anushka, Diya. Very correct. Vismaya, very good. Nishka, very good. Now here it is a very important point to be noted that non-metals, they are going to form the acidic oxides. How you are going to prove it? You can do the litmus test. Okay, you can do the litmus test. By litmus test, it was turning from blue to red. Okay, which proves that non-metals, which is carbon. Carbon is a non-metal here. Okay, carbon is a non-metal which is going to form acidic oxides. Okay, so this reason is going to be the true statement here. Okay, this is also the true statements here, and here the carbon is written which is a non-metal. Okay, which is a non-metal. So obviously it is going to form the acidic oxide. That is why. Very correct, Diya. Very correct, Abhinav. Okay, so the true statement comes here is your A, means both the statements are true and the reason is the correct explanation. Yes, Anushka. Okay, so here comes your option A to be the correct one. Okay, so I hope you are getting the point. You are finding it easy or tough? Please tell me. Easy. Very good. So, these type of questions will come to you. Okay, you should know how to go for the solving of assertion and reasons. Yes, Trita, very correct. Very good. Very good. Okay, keep practicing. You can do much far better than this. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Read the following and answer any 4 questions. Okay, now here what this paragraph is saying, just read. That is, on the basis of reactivity of different metals with oxygen, water and acids as well as displacement reactions, the metals have been arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivities. Is that true till here? Yes. So, this arrangement is known as activity series or reactivity series of metals. Okay, the basis of reactivity is the tendency of the metals to lose electrons. Okay, to lose electrons. As you all should know that metals are going to be called they are going to be called as metals. Whatever the elements, they are being called as metals just because of one reason, that many reasons are there, but one of them is that they used to lose electrons. Okay, they have the tendency or they have the capacity to lose electrons. That is why they are coming under the category of metals. Okay, so tendency of metal to lose electrons. If a metal can lose electron easily to form positive ions. Okay, positive ions, will you please tell me positive ions means what ion type? The name of that ion. What? Cations. Very correct, Diya. That is cation. Whenever an element is going to lose electron, it itself gain the positive charge and it is going to form cation. Very correct, Trita. Nishika, very correct. Anushka, very correct. So here comes Vismaya, very correct. So here, if a metal can lose electron easily to form positive ions, it will react readily with other substances. Okay, therefore it will be a reactive metal. It is going to be a reactive metal. On the other hand, if a metal loses electrons less rapidly to form a positive ion, it will react slowly with other substances. And that is true. The metal or the element here, okay, that is a metal, if it has the tendency to lose electron to form a cation, that is more and very high. So obviously it is going to be more and more reactive. Okay, and the one who is losing electron and it is a metal, but the tendency is very low, okay, to form the cation. So we say that they are very less reactive. Okay, on that basis we are discussing this thing. Now move on to the next. It will react slowly with other substances. Such a metal will be less reactive. Okay, I hope you are understanding the paragraph. According to this paragraph, you have to solve the questions. Okay, so let's move on. This is the reactivity series which is given on the basis of the tendency of the metal to lose electrons. Okay, now question. Which of the following metal is less reactive than hydrogen? Yes, Velga. Velga says copper. Anyone else? Anushka also says copper. Okay, Nishka. Okay. Yes, very correct. Very correct. Shaji also says copper. Matthew also says copper. Very correct. Here the copper comes into the picture, which is going to less reactive than hydrogen. Yes, Kritika. Mohammed, very correct. Okay. So, with this, you can say that they are comparing hydrogen and they are asking you which among the element is going to be less reactive than hydrogen. Okay. So, in hydrogen, you can see that copper lying down. Okay. And obviously, it is going to be the least reactive compared with hydrogen here. Okay. Now, move on to the next question. Which of the following metals is more reactive than hydrogen? Diya says iron. Okay, everyone. Neha also says iron. Very correct. So, it is very true. Obviously, mercury is not reactive, platinum is not reactive, gold is not reactive. So, for sure, iron is going to be the reactive one. Yes, Anushka, Nishka, everyone. Very correct. Here the iron comes to the position that it is going to be the more reactive than that of hydrogen. Okay. Now the next question, that is, which of the following metals react vigorously with oxygen? With oxygen. Anushka says Na. Abhinav says option C. Mohammed, Trita, Na. Yes, very correct. That is your sodium. Okay. Sodium is going to react vigorously. Okay. Yes, Insaf. Very correct here. That sodium is going to be the correct option, which is reacting vigorously with oxygen. Okay. Now, which of the following represents the correct order of reactivity of the given metals? Now stay calm and let me know which is the correct option here if we talk about the reactivity. Option A. Diya says option A. Everyone, Anushka, Vismaya, everyone says option A is the correct answer. Okay, very correct. Sodium comes first, then magnesium. After that, aluminium, and the last comes the copper. It is going to be the correct option. By this you can easily arrange all the metals in their increasing order of reactivity or decreasing order of reactivity. Okay, so this is the important thing. That is why I am telling you again and again, this is very important. Please study this thoroughly. Okay, now move on to the next question here. Hydrogen gas is not evolved when a metal reacts with nitric acid. Will you please tell me the formula of nitric acid? HNO3. Yes, Velga, very correct. Nitric acid is nothing but your HNO3. Okay. Yeah, HNO3. Everyone, yes. HNO3. It is because what it is saying, hydrogen gas is not evolved when a metal reacts with nitric acid. There is a metal which are not going to react with nitric acid to liberate hydrogen gas. Okay. And it is because HNO is a strong oxidizing agent. Means oxidizing agent means it is going to oxidize some other species and itself it is going to reduce. Okay. And it oxidizes the hydrogen produced water and itself get reduced to any of the nitrogen oxide. It may be NO, it may be NRO or NO2 like that. Okay, and react with very dilute HNO3 to evolve H2 gas. This is the paragraph and you have to tell me which among these are not going to liberate hydrogen gas. Okay, Abhinav, Valga. Yes, Diya. Mg and Ml. Very correct. This is the exception which is also given in your book and it is being focused a lot. Nishka also says C. Very correct. That is magnesium and manganese which are not going to liberate hydrogen. Yeah, very correct. So you have to remember this thing. Yeah, very correct. Very correct. Everyone, Kritika. Hari Narayan, very correct. So all these things are very, very important. This is the very important part of that page, that which metals are not going to, that they are not going to liberate this hydrogen gas and all. Okay, and which will liberate hydrogen gas and all. So you should know the metals very clearly. Now move on to the next here. That is the non-metal. Focus on this, the non-metal which is a liquid at room temperature. First tell me the options which are given here are metals or non-metals. Velga says bromine. D option, non-metals. Yeah, Velga, very correct. All of them are going to be the non-metals, that is oxygen, fluorine, sulfur and bromine. Okay, they all are non-metals. And here the correct option is going to be bromine. Very correct, Rita. Very correct. Everyone, Kritika, very correct. Now, non-metals generally form what? Non-metals generally form what? Everyone says option A. Yes, very correct option. That is anions. Anion means what? Anions means what? Mohammed also says A. Very correct. What are anions? Negatively charged. Very correct, Rita Diya. Velga, very correct. Mohammed, very correct. Anushka, everyone. Here, very correct. Means you are going to have a metal A here or an element A here. If it gains electron, it is going to form A minus, that is going to be anion. Okay, and if this A is going to lose electron to form positively charged species, releasing an electron, it is going to form cation. Okay, and they both are the category of ions. Okay, they are called ions. Very correct. So ions are going to be of two types, anion and cation, and you have to distinguish between them on the basis of the charge they are going to carry on them. Okay, so here the non-metals, they are going to have anion. Okay, they are going to form generally anions. Now the next one, which is the least conductor of heat here? Least conductor of heat. Lead. Velga says lead. Anushka, Velga, everyone. Lead. Neha, Nishka, lead. Okay. So you all are aware of all the exceptions, okay, that you should be aware of. Yes, Subair, Hari, very correct. So lead is the very correct answer here. That is going to be the least conductor of the heat. Yes. Now move on to the next question. That is the 10th question here. Which of the following metals can be cut with a knife? Potassium. B, potassium. Very correct. Anushka, Velga, Nishka, everyone. Yes, very correct. Gold you can't cut with knife. Iron also you cannot cut with knife. Okay, so potassium is the one which you can cut with knife. And there is one more. That is your sodium. Okay, sodium and potassium, they both can be cut with knife, and they are the exception in the metals which are going to be soft. Yes, Neha, very correct. Sodium, Na. Very correct. So sodium and potassium, they are going to be of the category having no hardness. Okay, they are not hard. Their surface is very soft. They can be cut with knife easily. And they are very reactive towards oxygen. Okay, so here the potassium is going to be the correct answer. Okay, now move on to the next question. Okay, here, which non-metal has semiconductor property? Semiconductor property. Do you know what semiconductors are? B. Okay. Anyone else? Anushka says B, that is carbon. Okay. Anyone else? No. Just a minute. Just listen over this point. Yeah, I will explain you, Neha, no worries. Nishka says C. Yes, silicon. Velga says silicon. Very correct, Kritika. Very correct. Here the silicon comes into the picture, okay, which is going to have a property of semiconductor here. Semiconductor means are nothing but, like you know, metals are going to be the pure conductors, means they will conduct electricity for sure, okay. And non-metals, you know, there is a category, okay, the elements non-metals have the category which are not going to have the property of conducting electricity. That is why they are non-metals. And there are some of them which comes in between these two, okay. They actually don't want to be a metal and they are not actually the non-metals. They just come between these two categories, means if we want, we can make them conduct electricity. Okay, so they are just in between the metals and non-metals. Okay, so that property gained by them, okay, we make them to conduct electricity by many methods are there. Okay, you need not to go over it. Okay, so they are going to be the semiconductors, means they can conduct electricity if we want to make them conduct. Okay, and here the example for the semiconductor, Okay, semiconductors are going to be the silicon. Carbon can never be the one. Boron, magnesium, no. They are metals here. Magnesium is a metal here. Okay, carbon, boron, they all are going to be the non-metals here. Okay, so the silicon is the one which is going to have the intermediate property of metals and non-metals. If we want, we can make them conduct electricity. That is why we call them as semiconductors. Okay, we call them as semiconductors because from their own will they do not conduct electricity. Are you getting my point? Any doubt in this? Okay, yes. So you have to just remember this thing that silicon is going to have the property of semiconductors. That's it. Okay, don't go in deep. Okay. So now we will move on to the next question, that is 12. Which metal has high melting point? Which is going to have high melting point? Diya says D. D. Everyone is saying D. Means actually you are aware of this Pb, that is your lead. You are aware of this symbol. But do you know in bulbs there is tungsten? Tungsten is used in the bulbs. In the previous time we used to use that. Yeah. So tungsten, that is the symbol for tungsten is W, capital W. Filament. Yeah, very correct, Diya. Filament. That is made up of tungsten. You know that a large amount of heat is released when we blow that bulb. Okay. So still that filament do not break. It can resist that amount of heat. Okay. That much heat can be resisted by that filament. Okay. Because lot of heat is produced when you blow the bulb. Okay. So if you use some other metal which is not that heat resistant, it will fuse or it will just break off. Okay, but here when comes to the tungsten, tungsten is a heat resistant here. So we use, it is going to have very high melting point, means when the temperature will be very high, then it may be a case that this filament can break. Okay, that metal can melt. Okay, so here the tungsten will come into picture, which is going to be used as a high melting point metal here. Okay, so yes, Velga, very correct here. The option is going to be W, that is tungsten. Okay, now move on to the next question. That is, an alloy is, what is an alloy? Will you please tell me what is an alloy? They say B. Velga says B. Nishka says B. Okay. Mohammed says mixture. Okay. Nishka says B. Very correct. Alloy is not a metal. Okay. It is not an element. It is not an isomer. It is not a metalloid. Okay. Mixture of an element and a compound. Dia says mixture of element and a compound. Okay. Here it is going to be a mixture. So that is why this option is going to be the correct option here. Okay, that is your B. An alloy is a mixture. Okay, now move on to the next question. Which non-metal is the best conductor of electricity? Which one? Phosphorus, fluorine, graphite, bromine. C. Yeah, very correct, Diya. Neha, Velga, Nishka, everyone. Anushka, very correct. Here comes the C option, that is graphite, and graphite is a good conductor of electricity. We know that it is an allotrope of carbon also. Okay, we call it as allotrope of carbon. Diamond, graphite and Buckminster Fullerene. Okay, they are the allotrope of carbons, and diamond do not conduct electricity, but this graphite is going to conduct electricity due to some difference in the structure. Okay, their structures are different. That is why it is conducting electricity and diamond is not conducting electricity. Okay, so this is the correct answer here. Now, Which compound is used in photography? Which compound is used in photography? Kritika says C, AgBr. Yes, we all know this very well because we have studied in chemical reactions also. Yes, Nishka, very correct. We have studied that decomposition reaction of AgBr. Okay, and we have studied that this reaction is being used in the black and white photography. This AgBr is going to give you Ag plus Br2. So that is what this reaction is used in black and white photography, and we know this thing, okay, and it happens in the presence of light, that is represented by H nu, or you call it as it is a photolytic reaction or photolysis reaction. Okay, so here the correct option is C here, Kritika, very correct here. Okay, now move on to the next one. NaHCO3 is the chemical formula of, the formula for NaHCO3. Mohammed says A. Okay. Kritika says A. Okay. Neha, Nishka, everyone says A is the correct option. Very correct. Because we all know if it is written like that, NaHCO3, it will dissociate to give you Na plus HCO3 minus. And this ion is going to be the bicarbonate ion. It is a bicarbonate ion, HCO3 minus. Okay. And if we say carbonate, okay, if we say carbonate, so here comes, okay, so this is going to be, this anion is going to be the carbonate ion. So you should know difference between, if it is CO3 2 minus, then it is a carbonate ion, and if it is HCO3 minus, it is going to be a bicarbonate ion. Okay, so yes, everyone, if all of you, they are very correct in the option, that is A is going to be the correct option here. Okay, now move on to the next question, that is sodium metal can be stored in benzene, alcohol. Yes, kerosene. Oh, spelling is wrong here. Kerosene. Okay, benzene, alcohol, kerosene or toluene. Yeah, so we all know if we are going for labs also and we want to do experiments with kerosene, what we are going to have? We are going to have sodium metal dipped in kerosene. Okay, and we have to cut that metal with knife only if we want to go for any reaction. Okay, if we are going for any practical. Okay, so they will store that sodium metal in the kerosene because it is highly reacting with oxygen and it will catch fire. Okay, so this is the correct option, that is C, that sodium metal can be stored in kerosene. All of you, Kritika, Mohammed, everyone, they are very correct answers, very good. Okay, now the most malleable metal is sodium, cesium, gold or lead? Yes, gold. Gold is the most malleable metal here. Yeah, very correct, everyone. Nice. Very correct. Here gold is the metal which is going to be most malleable here. What is malleable? What do you mean by malleable? What do you mean by malleable, dear? Thin sheets. Okay, Dia says. Okay, yeah. Beaten into sheets. Anushka says beaten into sheets. Yeah, that can beaten into thin sheets. Yeah, very correct. And what is ductility? Can be beaten into thin sheets. Neha says, very correct. Velga, Anushka. Wire. Abhinav says wire, ductility. Drawn into wires. Very correct. You should know the difference between malleability and ductility because the difference comes in your exam. Maybe for one word type of questions it may come. Okay, so you should be aware of these simple terms. Thin wires. Yes, Insaf, very correct. Trita. Can be drawn into wires. Very good. So this is the basic difference and I am happy that you know the differences. They are very important properties here. Okay. Now move on to the next question. That is the most malleable metal. Oh, this is done. Cinnabar is an ore of. Cinnabar is an ore of. Cu. Abhinav says Cu. Diya says option A. Different answers are coming now. Think and answer. Cinnabar. Mohammed says copper. Okay. Anyone else? No one? Ma'am, isn't this part deleted? Why is it deleted? Roasting, calcination, everything is there in your part. Anushka? Many other things are deleted. Nishka says no, it's not deleted. Portions are reduced. Okay. Okay. So here for this cinnabar, you have the correct option, that is mercury. Okay. Even though it is deleted for example, that is okay. If it is deleted, it doesn't mean that you should not be aware of the things. You should be aware of the ores and all, right? It will be helpful for you. You will be writing the competitive exams also, right? So such questions are very, very important. You can ignore this, no problem. Okay. So, but you got this thing now, cinnabar. You have to just remember that mercury is the ore for, yeah. Okay, Diya. Okay. Now move on to the next here. That is the constituents of hemoglobin. In hemoglobin, which metal atom is being found? Yes, iron is the one which is the central metal atom which used to bind the things together. Okay, and we all know this. Hemoglobin is consisting of iron here. Okay, now this is the correct answer. Everyone, very good. Now, which of the following metals is less reactive than hydrogen? Cu, barium, magnesium, lead. Velga says copper. Okay, yes, copper, and we have seen this in the reactivity series also. Okay, copper was lying just, yes, very correct. Option A, everyone, very correct. Copper is the correct answer here. Okay, and you should remember in respective of hydrogen, you should remember the metals. Okay, they were arranged below H2. Yes, they are very correct. It is below hydrogen. That is why it is less reactive. Yes, Neha. Very good. Now move on to the next one. Here, which of the following metal react vigorously with oxygen? We did this question. Option C. Yes, sodium. Okay. Now, which metal is used for making foils used in packing of food materials? C. Aluminium. Very correct. And what property is being used to do that so? Which property of that metal is being used to do this? Malleable. Very correct, Dia. Correct answer. Velga, very correct. That is the malleability factor, okay, which comes into the picture. Yeah, very correct. Very done. Very good. Now, the next question here, that is metals above hydrogen in the reactivity series. Read the statements and let me know. React with acid to liberate hydrogen ions. React with acids to liberate hydrogen gas. Or react with water at ordinary temperature. None of the above. B is the correct answer. Oh yes. Very correct. Yes, B is the correct answer. What it is asking, that metals above hydrogen means in the reactivity series, what are all those metals which are present above hydrogen in the reactivity series? What they are going to do? They will react with acids. Okay, they are going to react with acids, and you know the reaction of acids and bases with metals. Okay, when metals are going to react with acids and bases, they are surely going to release hydrogen gas. And how you are going to perform that activity, or how you are going to know about that activity, that hydrogen is released? How you will come to know? Pop sound. Very correct, Dia. That pop sound. Anushka, very correct. Yeah, you must have learned in the activity also that you were having the zinc granules and you were dipping it into the acid. Okay. Pop sound. Anushka, Neha, everyone. Very correct, Velga. And you must have studied that when zinc is going to react with an acid like H2SO4 or HCl. Okay. Yeah, there is a bubbling you can see in the conical flask. Okay, you were having the conical flask here and zinc granules were there. Okay, and when you add HCl to it and you are putting a cork here, so gas is produced. The bubbling you can see, that is the important observation that you should remember. Okay, that when you are going to have a reaction, there is an observation. The observation is that on that metal surface, you can see the bubbles are coming out. Means some reaction is going on and the gas is released. Okay, and that gas is being passed to the soap solution. And that candle burn, as Velga says, candle burn with a pop sound, which just confirms you the presence of nothing but the hydrogen gas. Okay, and the same thing is there with reaction of metals with hydrogen carbonates and carbonates. So will you please tell me, when metal reacts with hydrogen carbonates, okay, your metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates react with acids, which gas is released there? Yes, very correct. Impressed with your answers. You are very well trained in this, right? This is very much required. Yes, Abhinav, Kritika, Nishka, everyone, Anushka, Diya. Yes, very correct. There will be the CO2 gas which is released when your metal hydrogen carbonates and metal carbonates going to react with your acids. Okay, and how you are going to test that? Lime water test. Okay, if that CO2 gas is being passed for short time, what should be the reaction? If you pass this is very important thing. Turns milky, right? Very correct. What is the formula for turning milky? What is going to be formed? Formula CaCO3. And when you pass the same CO2 gas for long time, Okay, for long duration, what should be the compound formed? Waiting for the correct answer this time. CaOH twice. Wilga says CaOH twice. No. Limestone, CaCO3. Just now this is your homework. You have to look into your right hand side page just beside that experiment. There are two equations written. CaHCO3. Very correct. Very correct. Anushka. That is calcium hydrogen carbonate. When you pass that gas for short time, CaCO3 is produced. That is the turning limb key. But when you pass that CO2 for long time, then the compound formed here is calcium hydrogen carbonate or calcium bicarbonate. This is very, very important. Please focus on this. If you pass the carbon dioxide for long time and for short time, what should be the equation? There is a difference. So Anushka, you gave the very correct answer here. Okay, so just go with it. Everyone please practice such type of questions. Okay, with change of sentences, equations are also going to change, and these small changes should be there in your mind. Okay, they are your actual marks. Don't donate it. Okay, so practice well, do well. We will continue with some other chapter revision. Okay, so we will meet in the next session. Okay.